All right, good. For a second, I got a little scared. All of a sudden, again, things weren't being put on Twitter, wasn't going to YouTube, and all of a sudden, my dogs who were asking for a special 6:30 club today wouldn't have been able to deliver. And Red Dog likes to deliver. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Let me put a chart up here so this way you guys could see while I get us situated. It is 6:34. I'm a little late. I'm sorry. It is May 24th. It is Wednesday, and here we are. Let me say hello to some of my friends, some of my dogs before we get going. What up, Caracas? Good to see you. I'm glad we're live. A lot of people love to be live, like to ask questions, like to interact. That's what people do. We're social animals, where we try and have like-minded individuals, do things together. Strength in numbers is always key. So that's why we have a community. Our whole mantra here is don't trade alone. So this way you can have many eyeballs in all different sectors and on what's happening. What up, P. Davis? What up? Booster. Anyway, I feel like I have a lot of things to do today, a lot of charts to post. The Alpha team's getting ready. Hey, what up? Del Rey, how you doing? All right, so think about it, guys, yesterday. What level needed to hold in order to keep up with some support? What level needed to hold to keep momentum and the speed and the composure exactly the same? We went over this 24 hours ago. I said if we could hold this, things are intact for perhaps higher prices. If not, they could shake the tree down to do a retest. What up, Boynton Beach? What up, Maine? What up, Spain? Anyway, right here, 417.35. 417.35 was pretty much the breakout area that we had going back all the way, to August of last year, or a certain portion of it. So exactly, 417.35, that was the spot. So what happened? We broke it. We had some signals on the potential of breaking that, which was one, Apple, right? Apple was below Monday's low, couldn't reclaim it. So we couldn't reclaim levels. So for me, I wound up reducing a lot of risk. You lose a little bit of money reducing risk. Hey, if you've been holding and carrying, 15 positions or 7 positions or 9 positions, it costs you a little bit of money to unwind it. Even if you do sell premium. Remember last Thursday, I was like, I'm selling premium. I'm selling the Qs higher, options naked, as a hedge. I did it with the SPYs, and then I also sold into strength, and I also got rid of some stuff yesterday. But then again, when you pull in a little bit like that, it costs you a little bit of money. It is what it is. Some guys flipped short real fast and caught the move from 412 to up here, and then got short when we broke 417.35. If that's you, that's cool. For me, I just reduced, try and get out of the way. Anyway, we're coming into an interesting spot. This is where we broke out from on May 17th. This is like 412.78. So if you look right here, the SPYs right now are in a spot where if you're short, I would think you cover some. And if you were looking to say, hey, all we're doing is retesting the area we broke out from last week, this could be a good opportunity. If you sold 417.50s or 417.30s, you get the luxury of trying 412.52. So I will be looking to see if I could buy versus a 5-15-minute low. I know a lot of concern over the debt ceiling and the calamity and catastrophe of no deal, but there will be a deal, whether it just might not be before Memorial Day weekend. So they want to shake things up a little bit, and it is what it is. If you can't handle the shakeup, you shouldn't be in that much risk. And if you trade technically and you trade for a living, then you know what? Again, if you reduce there, you have the luxury of retesting this area, which is the 21-day. So let's hope that I'm hoping it holds. I like to buy when things are constructive. I like to have a bunch of positions, and if you look here, this is kind of a small trend line that comes right into the 21-day. So it would be pretty cool if it holds it for a trade. That's what I'm looking for, a trade. I'm a trader. I'm also the red dog, but I like to trade. Flying to New York City, trying to stop by a T3 office. All right, Coop. I'm in the Short Hills office. I'm not in the New York City office. The New York City office is beautiful, though. I'm sure they'll take care of you. And anyway, then you look at the Qs, and everyone's like, oh, my God, how could this happen? I'm like, how could this happen? Look at the size of the move that we had. And what was the level yesterday? The same thing with 417.35. You had 335.43, which it broke. So now the question is, do we hold the 8-day here, or does it shake the tree all the way down towards 327? So 324 to 327 is really a much more major area. But if that happens, chances are we're not holding 412.56. So you got to kind of connect the dots and see what's happening. So anyway, this is your spot. Look how elevated it was. That's why I was selling the 339s and the 340 calls as a hedge or even to make money short. Could have shorted the Qs also, but I just didn't do it. But anyway, here's your 8-day, here's your 21-day. What gave me clues to reduce risk? Well, Apple did. Why did Apple give me clues? Well, Apple's been one of the keys to the market, and Apple could not get back above 173.45. So what did I do? I was at Apple. I was at Apple. I told you guys to get at Apple on the Micron news. I switched to some calls. I'm like, you know what? If China's banning memory chips for sentiment, it's probably not great that they think that if they really want to do something to retaliate, what could they do? Which would be the worst? Would be do something against Apple. That's why Apple's moving to India to do manufacturing as well as Vietnam. But anyway. So that broke. So now the question is, does this 170.42 hold? That's right here. That's the gap from earnings. Right now, Apple is trading at 170.87. So if you sold some strength, right, because it was extended here, 176.29, maybe you could look to buy into this 170 area for a trade, right? Trades are trades. So that'll give you some clues to tech. Yesterday, I posted a chart of the daily and the weekly of Tesla, and I said today would probably be a pause day. I'm coming in light, and I'm going to get out. And I was down to like 20% of my calls, and I created a call spread. And then what happened? Tesla did a red dog reversal. What's a red dog reversal? Here, you guys know. You guys know what a red dog reversal is. A red dog reversal is when it trades above a prior level, right? Which was 189.32. That was the high, right? That was Monday's high. Hit 192.95 and then came back below. And after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on day 6, if you look at my day count rules, you usually want to buy day 1, add day 2. You reduce a little day 3, and you're happy to be even long. I was happy to be long Tesla coming into yesterday. And then PS wound up getting out of my shares, okay, as it was extended. And I created the last part of my calls into a call spread. So that's how you navigate. And some people are like, well, you didn't tell us that. I'm like, of course, I gave you guys the daily chart and the weekly chart. And then if you go actually to Redler Premium, because this is my service, okay, I do have Redler Premium, I have the Alpha Team, this and that. You'll see that yesterday, okay, where was it? Yesterday, this is the afternoon. First of all, I have stopped, I have some stops at the low of the day in case of special names I'm not committed to. What time was that? That was at 12:20 before we broke down. That is a way to navigate. Then what else? Here is, I just sold my Tesla swing long from May 16th by around 169.76. It's 190 plus. I also turned my 180 calls into a spread. Sold the 195 to cap it. So that was literally at what time? 11:38. So, as much as I try and do for the 630 club and the Alpha, there's only so many dots that I can connect. So PS, now Tesla is, oops, just lost my trend spider. So now if you sold above 190, okay, which you were able to do if you are fast and if you know the red dog reversal, which I've trained you guys to know, right? Oops, let's go back to trend spider. So here is Tesla right now. Tesla is 183.42. So 7 points lower could be an area to maybe buy verse for cash flow. That is how you use it to your system. That is how you navigate using pivots and technicals and prices. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm trying to show you guys that it can be done. Okay, and sometimes, again, on the public Twitter, I'm only allowed to do so much because the brass says can't give too much away for free. You can help the greater good. But anyway, use your resources. Bottom line is I try and prepare you guys and help you guys as much as I can. And if you trade all day for a living, and you want to join the Alpha Team, we actually have a Memorial Day special, which is pretty awesome. It's on my public Twitter. Take a look at it. Anyway, Amazon, I'm actually in still. Amazon, kind of came in a little bit, came into 113.78. It didn't stop me out. I'm in small. We'll see how that transpires today. I'm actually thinking about, I'm gonna buy a little bit of the SPYs here. Just a small feeler, because again, this is the level that probably should hold, you would think. But again, I don't ever buy too much pre-market, but this is the spot I was saying when we were at 420 in the spies. I'm like, we probably need to retest the 412.50, 413 area. And now here we are. So anyway, but obviously whatever. Google, we sold some strength. 126.43. Why? Because it was extended from the 8-day. Where did we buy a lot of Google when we were talking here? We bought a lot right there. This is where the spot was to buy it, right here, 106, and then 107, then 110. So if you reduced into 126, hey, maybe 120.70, you could buy it back. Where's Google right now? Google is not really there yet. It's a 122. So it's kind of right here. So we'll see how that goes. Meta, I'm not in either. Just a little extended, a little choppy. This was the spot that I got pretty much back involved, and I sold some strength, and we'll see. Maybe this 123 to 120, maybe this 243 to 245 area holds. We'll see how mega cap tech holds today or not. NVIDIA is after the close. It's going to be very important for overall sentiment on the semis and risk, because NVIDIA has been pretty much the risk barometer. NVIDIA has been active and special pretty much since right around 175. So after the size of the move that NVIDIA has had, it's going to have to really deliver. What I mean by deliver, I mean beat and raise in order to get above 318.17. If it doesn't, it could definitely come in a little bit, and you should write down areas. I'm not going with any kind of options. Not necessary. I have no FOMO missing more upside to NVIDIA. If anything, I think you can maybe get caught. AMD also, what a nice move it's had. Look at that. Friggin' right here was where we talked about it clearing to get back to being special. Had a move. I remember this day I was buying it, I think 11 o'clock, and all of a sudden we're selling it up here. And now you just got to be careful, because it's going to be impacted by the way NVIDIA trades. So you have to be careful, long or short. Look at the size of this move that just happened. And then it tried to do a little bit of a topping tail yesterday. But anyway, it's been awesome. AMD has been awesome. But today, we're at a little bit of a temperamental spot. Do we hold this 412, 413 in the spies and try and go green and just say, hey, all we did is retest an area? Or do we fall apart? Because no debt ceiling and all the bears that have been growling for 6 months about how the market should be down, but it hasn't been, all of a sudden you're like, oh, we were right. Anyway, but whatever happened along the way. So anyway, this is the 8-day in AMD. It's been riding it. So I would just be a little careful, because NVIDIA's earnings are tomorrow. So I'm going to see if maybe Apple could be viable in the hole. I'm definitely trading Tesla. I sold Tesla above 190, so I'm going to see if I could buy it versus 183-ish. I did also have the spies on long, and I sold them yesterday. So we'll see if there's a viable spot there. I also, some of the other names that have been acting better. I did sell UPST yesterday. It also did it. Look at that. This also did a red dog reversal. What's a red dog reversal? Well, when it trades above a prior high, can't hold it. Remember, get above and stay above it. Couldn't do it. So after a big move, I got out. So now what? Hey, maybe you could be a buyer into this spot, which would be pretty impressive. That's 24.90, right? Actually, what's this low here? 25.91. So maybe it opens below and reclaims it. That would be a decent trade. But again, just no look where the 8-day is. And this is 24.90. So I'll look there, but I'm not really going to anticipate. It was a really nice trade for us for over a week. And then red dog reversal sell after a big week. And now we'll see what's buyable. Is it buyable in this area? Palantir, my goodness. I thought I felt so awesome with Palantir. I was buying the stock post earnings for another active sequence. I was buying it below 10. I bought, I think, the $10 calls for like 18 cents. And I sold them all the way up to $1.70, one of my best option trades in a while. But wow, look at this move. But again, this is good for educational purposes, right? Gap up after earnings, takes out resistance, holds, pulls back, makes a higher low. And then right in here, we're buying options. It took out this 1030 double top, and wow, went to 1342. So it just shows that's how a stock gets reborn, with a gap that doesn't get filled. And that's when you start looking at the weekly chart to see where it can go. All right, this is where I said it could actually get to like 14-ish. And look where it came from. So sometimes stocks get reborn and become a different active sequence for you to trade and massage. That's what happened with AI and UPST. AI also, I'm still in AI, but I'm smaller. Sometimes I feel like you gotta stay in a little bit, even though it might go against you just to stay engaged. The AI, obsession, I don't think has reached up over a boiling point, but I was buying this here, added here, trimmed some. I bought a lot back here, and then I trimmed above this, and now it seems like maybe you could buy somewhere in here, but if this doesn't hold, it changes. So that's how you try and manage and navigate. Um, what else? I don't know. Just listen. If you had a great run, and you reduced into resistance, or when things fell forward yesterday, say try some things. It is Wednesday. There is some talk that there will be no debt ceilings. That means maybe all of a sudden things start to really unravel versus be kind of what's the word? Not meticulous. Whatever the word is. Not in stride. Anyway, methodical. Methodical move would be to hold right here. Sometimes you have methodical. What would be methodical? What would be a good trade today? A good trade would be if you could buy here, and then all of a sudden it reclaims yesterday's low of 413.68 and gives you a little bit of bottom tail, maybe like this. This would be a nice candle today. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if we are methodical, it goes like that, right? And then all of a sudden, I'd be here tomorrow morning and say, hey guys, remember we were talking about how the spies were coming back in to retest this small trend line and retest where it broke out from. You could have been a buyer, or it's going to be a friggin' down harsh candle and say, wow, false breakout right into a fast move lower. So we'll see how that goes. And we're going to measure the action. We're going to look at the tech names. You'll watch the regionals. The regionals have not been a headwind. Lately they came a little bit off lows. No regional banks have been going out of business in the last month, so it's helped the market a little bit. I am not in the KRE. I am not playing the regionals. I'm having enough success playing things that might not be a zero in case. So anyway, what's KRE doing this morning? Yeah, not a whole lot. I think I saw something on PACW again. It's up 23 cents. Everyone's like, oh my God, did you see the move in PACW? I'm like, well, if that's what happens when people were playing for it to go to zero, and it didn't yet. Meanwhile, this is probably where I would be selling it, not buying it. Anyway, H-band, okay. So with that being said, pick and choose your spots. Today will be an interesting day. I would think that if you reduced risk into strength, if you remember last week I was telling you guys to buy the calls, and you could take your trade. Right here we were buying the 417 calls. I was talking to Petey. He bought the 418s for $1.25, and then on Friday he sold them all for over $4. Could be done. If you held a third or 25% and you lose on the last tier or you break even, that's fine because it could have went higher, it just didn't. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. This would be nice. If all of a sudden this turns into this, you don't want to get caught because anything could always happen. But I'm hoping we hold around here just for a trade, and then if it doesn't hold, it doesn't hold. If she dies, she dies. What movie is that from? All right, guys, 652. You have some levels. You've been taught ways to navigate it. Prior highs, prior lows. Get above and stay above. That doesn't happen. You reduce. Get below and stay below. If sellers have power, which they did yesterday, maybe you get short. And maybe you reduce. And now into the hole, into areas, you measure it and see what you can do. It was Rocky 4. Anyway, be well. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Wish the gods, the lacrosse gods, luck. My boys, who I've been coaching since second grade, are up in Riverdale tonight, playing the #1 seed. And if we win, we're in the chip in New Jersey for AA. We'll see. Youth sports is a dress rehearsal for life. So it's been great to be a part of that, and it's good to be a part of all the stuff with you guys. And little by little equals a lot at times. Later, guys.